Welcome to Goodwill, a magnificent 731-acre estate in Eastover, South Carolina, just outside of Columbia, listed on the National Register of Historic Places. I'm Tammra Granger.
And I'm Julie Breedlove. We're here with Premier Sotheby's International Realty. While Goodwill Estate is not in a conservation easement, your privacy will always be assured because you are surrounded by 3,600 acres of the Watery River Heritage Wildlife Preserve.
The property features two custom-designed homes overlooking a pristine 35-acre lake and surrounded by majestic pines.
Steeped in history, Goodwill Estate offers a harmonious blend of natural beauty and refined luxury. Multiple opportunities abound with Goodwill Estates, including 12 miles of roads and trails throughout the property and approval for 22 parcels, acreage size of 5 to 15 acres.
Goodwill Estate offers an idyllic retreat for those seeking opulence and tranquility.
Come with us while we explore everything this gorgeous estate has to offer.
We're excited to introduce you to the primary home at the Goodwill Estates, a modern fusion of old world charm and modern luxury.
Built by custom home builder Billy Ray Caskey, architecturally designed by Tim Nance out of Columbia, they worked closely with the owners to design a home in the Charleston tradition.
No detail was overlooked in the making of this home. Each brick was hand molded by the artisans at the Old Carolina Brick Company.
So this home offers 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms, and 2 half bathrooms, and almost 9,000 square feet with lots of rooms that can be utilized in a variety of ways.
Not only is this a magnificent home, it's being sold almost fully furnished with the most beautiful antiques curated from just around the corner and around the world.
You might notice throughout the tour of this home, both on the property and some of the historic buildings as well as in the home, diamonds. Diamonds are the symbol of Goodwill Estates.
Let's go take a look.
Welcome to this beautiful foyer. First thing you're going to notice is the incredible trim work. They commissioned Robert Stewart to do all the custom trim work. He hand cut most of it, including the diamonds that also depict the Goodwill symbol. And in the dining room, the colors you'll notice are actually all colors selected from historical Charleston homes. The table was custom made for him by Boykin Furniture Company, and incorporated is that diamond again. Most impressive is the chandelier that's traveled around the world. This is a French chandelier that was in an English crystal museum for a time, brought to the U.S. and then put in a St. Louis museum. This chandelier does have a lift if you're wondering how they clean it. And as we go into the living room through a set of French doors, you'll notice there's an incredible sight line.
The first thing you'll notice is the spectacular view of the 35-acre Goodwill Lake. Right above me is the wrought iron chandelier suspended from our 12-foot ceiling. As we mentioned, the home is sold furnished, so we'll point out a couple of the most spectacular pieces in the home. Right in front of me is the Pratt Secretary, and in front of it, a spectacular supper table. Behind me is a neoclassical mantel, and above it is another piece that was brought from the Cannon Mill home. Now let's move into the kitchen, which is right off the living room.
Kitchen is one of my favorite rooms in this house, maybe because I'm so tall, but these 2 islands are fantastic with ability for guests to sit at either one. The end cabinets are all glass display cabinets. Obviously a chef lives here because she has designed it with the baking in mind and the cooking in mind. RT London designed the cabinets for the kitchen and the rest of the house. 2 sides to the kitchen. There's a baking side with its own oven, its own dishwasher and sink and pantry. And then on this side, we have the cooking side with the 6-burner Wolf range with the pot filler and 2 more additional ovens. And of course, you've got your 48-inch stainless steel refrigerator. I can't forget to mention these lights. When I first saw them in the kitchen, it was driving me crazy. I couldn't figure out why the design was as they were. Well, one thing is they were either electric or oil, because they didn't know that electricity would stay around. And the actual shape, after doing some research, I discovered that they are actually billiards lights. Just off the dining room is this beautiful breakfast room with, again, incredible views of the lake. The piece of furniture that I find most interesting, being a horse person, is the hunt board. This is a southern hunt board. It's tall because you needed to be able to reach what was ever being offered. And then also in front of me is the sugar safe with a lock. Since sugar was such a commodity, they had to lock the safe up. Also attached to the kitchen area is a kitchen office with built-in cabinets, an entertainment room with its own private bathroom.
On our way to the primary suite, we'll pass by a stunning office, complete with its own half bath. Just off the office is a spectacular sunroom, also overlooking the lake. From the sunroom, you can actually access the back patio and then also the primary bedroom. Imagine waking up in this beautiful light-filled room on a custom four-poster tobacco bed. Above you, a layered tray ceiling with hand-painted soft clouds. There are 47 stunning antique lights and chandeliers in this home, and this one is no exception. This is the second chandelier in the home on a lift for easy cleaning and maintenance. And now we're going to move into the bathroom. You're going to love the bathroom. This magnificent bathroom boasts a jetted tub, dual vanities, 2 walk-in closets, a steam shower, heated floors, convenient access to the laundry room through the closet, which also gives you access to the hallway.
There's 2 ways to get to the second floor. First is this beautiful staircase in the foyer that frames that chandelier, or you have your own private elevator, making it real easy to get to the second floor for you and your guest. I love getting this close to this chandelier and being able to see the crystals up close and personal. We're on the second floor, and we actually have 2 wings to the second floor. One is 2 guest bedrooms with a shared bathroom, or ankle brad and exercise room, and then the other wing is a secondary primary suite, billiards room, and bonus rooms.
Now is a great time to remind you that furnished includes most of the fine curated art in the home. As with all of the second floor bedrooms, they offer a tremendous amount of space. This one in particular doubles as a second primary with an adjacent bathroom and a bonus room. Welcome to the back patio, featuring copper lanterns, a stunning fireplace, and the most magnificent view of the lake. What a great place to unwind at the end of the day. The owners initially viewed the original 3,000 acres as yet another investment venture. However, as they delved deeper into the captivating landscape and history, they found themselves drawn to the idea of living surrounded by its splendor. Well, Mr. Falconberry, we're looking forward to seeing the mill house.
Well, I've got to tell you a little bit about the mill house and a little bit about Goodwill and what made Goodwill so successful. There's 2 things that made Goodwill successful in the 1800s, and it was water and water. It had the water from Colonel's Creek, the power of the mill, but it also had the watery river that you can go all the way to Charleston from here.
Because it was actually a part of 7,000 acres?
Yes, it was 7,000 acres
wow.
at that time.
Amazing.
Yes,
all right.
yeah. But we can go inside and we'll start with the grist mill. What everybody thinks of a mill is a grist mill, but this is more than a grist mill.
I'm excited.
Well, as you can see, we have taken the top off of the grist mill, and the reason we did that is with the top on, you can't actually see the stones turning, and it's just much better to show with this top off. Now, you'll see in just a minute that the top stone is the only one that turns. Both of these stones have grooves, which are called fields, and so as it turns, the corn would be ground between these fields, and it would come out on the side over here, and then it would be put into baskets or whatever to feed all the people here at Goodwill. This equipment, the caretaker for Goodwill here forever, when Miss McMaster died, before she died, he purchased all of this old equipment. As you can see the date on that, that's when the Hayward family brought this equipment here in 1858.
Wow.
And so all of this, most of this equipment here was belonged to the Haywards, and then some of this over here belonged to P.T. Barnum's granddaughter in the late 1800s.
As we enter our second home at the Goodwill Estates, you'll notice the same attention to detail in this home as we saw in the first home, as both homes were built by the same exact builder. In the foyer, it's a great time to point out our magnificent hardwood floors, oak hardwood floors. Stepping into the dining room, you'll notice first that it's an oversized dining room anchored by two magnificent chandeliers. And from the dining room, we'll head in to check out the living room.
Well, most people might call this a living room. I personally would call it a great room based on the two-story architectural soaring ceilings. One of the things I particularly enjoy is that they really took advantage of the lake views and put in two very large picture windows. The feature that I think really brings it back to those Charleston-style homes is this neoclassical fireplace mantel with a marble surround, and is graced by two crystal and brass chandeliers. So from the great room, you have access to either the sunroom or the kitchen.
This kitchen is warm and cozy. It has a brick fireplace, gas burning logs. It has a beautiful breakfast room and a butler's pantry made for entertaining that joins the dining room to the kitchen. If you're a chef, you're gonna love this 6-burner double oven Electrolux Icon stove.
As we walk down the hallway to the primary bedroom suite, we pass on our left an office with cypress wood accents, including tongue and groove paneling and coffered ceilings. It's got an adjoining half bath. On the right, we have an entertainment TV room with a custom built-in entertainment center, and it actually has access to the sunroom. So the primary bedroom suite offers a large sitting area with a wet bar, coffee bar, and picture window, so you could imagine yourself sitting here having coffee in the morning overlooking the lake. The bedroom itself has tray ceilings and is access to the primary bathroom, which has heated bathroom floors, a heated towel warmer, 2 vanities, crystal chandelier, and 2 walk-in closets.
The second floor of this magnificent home boasts 3 bedrooms, 2 of which are joined by a bathroom with laundry, and the third could be your secondary primary with an extra large storage just offside that bedroom. But I think once you get upstairs, the first thing that you're gonna notice is this magnificent banister with wrought iron rails overlooking the great room and the lake.
Larry, you've got to tell us about this house. The history of it has to be amazing. And I understand you have some treats inside for us.
Well, this house was built by the Hayward family in 1858 as an inland place to grow crops. While they were here, Duncan Clinch Hayward was born here in 1863.
And who is he?
He later became the governor of South Carolina. We will see the room where Duncan Clinch Hayward was born.
Okay.
And, you know, and some other things that are probably interest some people anyway.
All right, let's check it out.
As you can see, this house, this furniture, would date back to at least 1858.
Okay.
So when we refurbished this house, we made sure that the furnishings in this house would go back at least that far. Great. The paint colors here, we contracted with Benjamin Moore to find us the paint colors that were popular in Charleston during that period of time. And so we painted these walls according to Benjamin Moore's historical paint color chart. You probably heard that P.T. Barnum actually bought this plantation at one time and gave it to his daughter as a wedding gift. And this was left here at some point by one of P.T. Barnum's helpers.
Can I pick it up?
Yes.
Oh, no, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's for putting in the stakes in the ground, I assume.
It is. It's for stake driving for those large tents that they had.
Oh.
There are several items in here they used at that period of time, just like we do today. They just look different. Well, they didn't have AAA. So when something happened to a wagon wheel, that they had to jack the wagon up to take the wheel off. This was a wagon jack. And yeah, they would use this, and you see it's got different places that they could, and so this is called a wagon jack. Well, that is a whale bucket.
Why is it turned like this?
Well, if you had just a wooden bucket and you dropped it in the well, it would just sit there and float. Okay, so but this was made and designed with a metal bottom that when you dropped it in the water, it would turn over on its side.
That way the water can get in.
It'd start filling up with water, and then once it filled up with water, they would draw it back to the top. This is part of this. This is called a mortar and pestle. Oh. This was it could be used for grinding corn, wheat, whatever. This is actually an ice cream churn.
How in the world is that?
Yeah. Now, most of the time, when you churn ice cream, the dasher turned.
Okay.
Yeah, the piece in the middle that turned was called a dasher.
All right.
Well, this time, the dasher fit right in here, and the bucket was here. And when you turned it, the actual bucket turned instead of the dasher. Well, I thought it'd be good for us to visit this field as a reason here. This field was cleared. It looked like the surrounding areas here with the trees on it, and about 10 years ago, we decided we were going to try to build a duck impoundment. The reason we didn't follow through with it, I started feeding the ducks in the mill pond, and we didn't shoot them anyway, so we just fed them and enjoyed watching them. And the question came up with what were we going to do with this wheat that's planted here. This wheat and clover was planted here for deer for the winter, but we don't. Most people plow their food plots in right after hunting season goes out, but we don't. We let ours head on out, and that allowed when the turkeys hatch their little ones, the chicks or the poults, that they would come into these fields like this and bug for bugs and grasshoppers and so forth. And the hawks couldn't get to them because this will be much taller when it completely heads out.
We're here at the hunting lodge at the Goodwill Estate. It was built in 1910, and it's actually the location where South Carolina first introduced wild turkey through the Department of Natural Resources.
The owner at the time, Bud McMaster, owned a sporting goods store in Columbia, South Carolina, and he had a lot of friends. He built the lodge for his friends to come spend the weekends and enjoy the nature that Goodwill Estates has to offer.
We're now in the upper end of the Goodwill Mill Pond, and I just wanted to show you that if we walked another 100 feet from me, we would be in water from the mill pond. This is a wetland, but it's good for everybody to understand that just because it's a wetland doesn't mean that all the trees have to be tupelo or black gum or maple or sweet gum, something like that. These are loblolly pine behind me, and they're standing in water. This is our dominant pine tree here in the south, but it will grow in a wetland, as you can see here. But this is the extreme upper end of the Goodwill Mill Pond. Well, we're standing in an area that we control burn. Property owners that they control burn for wildlife enhancement. You have to get rid of the leaves and the straw so that sunlight can hit the ground and young plants can grow through that, and it's good for quail, deer, turkey, whatever. Everything likes that new growth. And so that's another reason that people control burn is for wildlife.
Thank you for spending the day with us on this exciting tour of Goodwill Estates. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did.
And we hope that you'll reach out if you have any questions about this stunning property or to book a private tour.
Cheers.